And we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting video. Before we get started, though, there's something even more exciting that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Alex and I have decided that we're going to actually start our own Discord notification group. So it was one of these things where we had been discussing it for a while, and it feels more appropriate than ever with all of the reprints that are going on. And realistically speaking, like, the market is going to change forever with the way in which these reprints are going to just be crashing prices. And so why not help kind of change the landscape of how notification services go? And so Alex and I were like, this is the time. We know it's something that you guys have been asking for forever. There's been a huge demand for it. And so, I mean, we're finally coming out with it, and we just wanted to announce it on today's video.
All right, let me do the announcement now. Guys, we got the notifications for you. We got Costco drops, Sam's Club drops, Micro Center drops. Heck, your Ace Hardware. We're going to let you know when they're at Ace Hardware.
Barnes & Nobles, guys.
The link is posted right now. Alex and Eli notifications.com. Click the link. Make sure you guys go sign up. So it's going to be $5.99 to start, $70.99 in a month after that. But every fourth month, it's going to go to $3.99. If you pay for the year up front, we're going to give it to you $50 off. If you're clicking the site and you're not getting anything, is keep refreshing. Is probably getting just absolutely bombarded with clicks right now, and so it's probably not coming up. But just keep refreshing like you do the Pokemon Center. Eventually, you will be able to get your order in for the Alex and Eli's notifications.
Yeah, I mean, the link should work. If it doesn't work at this point, then we're probably already sold out.
But we can sell out.
I mean, that's the thing that's crazy is you don't think you sell out of these notification groups, but we've somehow managed to. Like I said, man, we're reshaping the landscape of how these notification groups work right now.
Okay.
So hopefully everyone's all in on this. I mean, it's one of those things where here's the real question, Alex. Do you think we should limit it to one per person, or should we allow people to sign up for the notification service twice? Do you think that's valid?
I mean, the more times you sign up, the more boxes you get.
I mean, it only seems fair that we limit it to 3 per person. So that way, in case they miss the first notification, they get it 2 more times. Yeah. It's kind of like when you set your alarm, right? It's like you hit the snooze sometimes, you forget, like.
Yeah, man. So guys, like, again, the link will be there. Just keep refreshing if you can get in, get signed up. There's only so many spots to go around. Apparently I wasn't aware of that, but decisions had to be made without me.
I mean, that was my fault. I kind of jumped the gun on it. I mean, I had to do it, man. I mean, you can kind of see it in the video thumbnail, like reprints are happening for Prismatic. And so it's like, you kind of got to get in and make this happen now, like the ETB drops are literally happening every single second of every day. So
by the way, where are the Charizard UPCs?
Dude, they're here. What do you mean? Where are they? They're here, dude. Come on now.
And I mean, where are these giant Costco drops? Like, I'm being honest right now.
Are we being serious now?
This whole thing's serious. What do you mean?
Oh yeah. That's my bad. That's a great question, man. I mean, should we just tell people now?
Are you two doofuses really making fun of people belonging to notification services? I would have zero product without their assistance. I'm happy for you, Gitmo. And I would never make fun of
We're not making fun of them. We're starting our own. Like, yeah, we're paying homage.
We're applauding them.
We're applauding them by saying, hey, man, I think it's great these notification services work. So it's time that we make our own to help the market out itself. I don't get what the deal is here, man.
How do you think I got my Paldea Eval booster boxes on the notification reprint?
Just saying.
Like, obviously.
I mean, where are they, man? That's a great question, Alex. They're here, man. They're somewhere. I mean, honestly, I have no clue at this point, but it's only been like a week.
All right, tell everyone the exact items that are coming through distribution.
Are we being for real right now?
This whole thing's for real. What are you talking about, dude?
I know. I keep forgetting that.
I'm on Alex and Eli's notifications right now.
I know. I'm sorry. So
I'm fielding applications for our group.
Okay. All right.
I'm denying some people because I don't think
sorry. Sometimes I kind of get lost in the moment, so that's my fault.
And I am gonna refuse some people because I don't think they're genuine. I think they're scalpers. I think they are flippers.
I'll
and I
let
don't
you be in
that.
charge of that. I feel like that's something you'd be good
I'm
at.
only letting true collectors in our site.
So at least what I'm seeing so far is, so it's Destined Rivals. That's the big one that I'm seeing. Prismatic, both bundles and ETBs. I'm also seeing those get reprinted.
ETBs for real?
Yeah, no, for real. But like I said before, it's Destined Rivals booster boxes. I should be specific. Booster boxes are the ones getting reprinted.
No, come on. I mean, serious. Come on.
No. Okay, so as far as it goes here, give me 2 seconds. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this. We're being serious now. So as far as what I have seen, which is only one distributor, right? So I feel like everyone's jumping the gun on this, but it is here. Let me go to my portal real quick. Bear with me 2 seconds here. Distributors. Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. I have to open my portal. Okay, so what it is from what I'm seeing is wait, where is it? Why was it here? It was here just 2 seconds ago.
Come on, dude. I got my credit cards ready.
Dude, I'm sorry. It was a bunch of bundles, is what it was.
That's not good enough, dude. This is okay, guys. This is a professional channel.
This is a professional channel.
People tune in here to get real advice, dude. Come on.
Okay, I found it.
This is serious.
Okay, I found it. It's Journey Together booster bundles, Destined Rival booster bundles, Journey Together 3-pack booster blister, and then Prismatic Evolution booster bundle. And then I don't know if this is a reprint or a restock or a second wave or anything, but Paradox Clash tins and then Team Rocket tins, those came out a while ago, so they're just pushing out more of those, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what is coming out. So
yep.
Which I've gotten that from one of my distros so far. And this is real, guys. Like this is me actually being truthful at this point. I was trolling about the other stuff. So as far as it goes with the Journey Together booster bundles, it's only one distro so far. So it was an allocated amount, which I will say this allocated amount is promising because that usually isn't something that happens. They're like my third this is like my third biggest distro, so it's not like, you know, massive stuff. I mean, what do you
mean by allocated amount being promising? Like promising in terms of
what I mean by that is, so this distro, they're our third biggest distro, but the gap between third and second is, you know, it's not like massive, but it's not super close. And so when I say an allocated amount is typically if we do get any sort of resupply or restock from these people, they usually are like weekly limit on the website. For those in the program, it's distro.
Oof. Oof says, does that mean we're getting prismatic bundle displays? I don't think we know. I would guess not, just because those were only in the EU previously. So it's likely going to be the 25 count booster bundle cases, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, to get to the point that I'm trying to make is that this distro typically doesn't allocate items when reprints happen if it's not big enough. It's typically something where they do what most distros do, which they give you like a limit that you can order on the site. And it's like a limit of one item and then it's first come, first serve. So when they actually allocate you quantities of items, that means it's a legit reprint. And I've said this before with most distros though, is that most distros will do that. And so if they actually allocate you product and they say like, hey, we're going to allocate you amount, or you're going to put in numbers for it, then that's usually like assuring that it's going to be something.
And then let's also talk about pricing. This is not original distro pricing.
Oh my god, I didn't even look at that. Holy crap. Yeah.
I just doesn't even know what's going on in his own
just saw the price. I mean, because dude, it's one of those things where I wait until all the distros start confirming it before I jump the gun, because everyone hears news and then everyone wants to be the first to say it because then they get all the clout. And for me, I'm like, I'd much rather be the guy that like was correct with the information than be the guy that was first to the scene, you know? That's kind of my philosophy with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess all that to say right now, with the Prismatic Evolution booster bundles, this specific distro is charging us $39. per bundle.
So 39 divided by 6. Okay. So basically that's like $6.50 a pack.
Yeah. So, and then Journey Together, it's $22.50. Destin is $35. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, here's my take on it. I gave it my video earlier. Destin Rivals, by the way, guys, it's already spiking as we speak. It's up to $4.33 a box. This is going to cause temporary price spikes in booster boxes. I wouldn't be surprised to see every one of those sets we just named. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mega Evolution, Phantasmal, Destin, and Journey booster boxes actually rise with this news, because it further pushes the point, the conspiracy theory that Pokemon's not reprinting booster boxes anymore. This is going to add fuel to that fire. You're probably going to see the booster boxes rise. And then, you know, all the Timmies are going to say, this doesn't make sense because if packs come down and cards come down, the boxes have to come down. It's actually the exact opposite. The boxes are going to be even more scarce, even more collected and hoarded. And it'll likely be less boxes on the market at higher prices, even though the packs will come down in price. And so the cards will probably come down in price too. So great for pack openers, great for collectors. If you're waiting for booster box to come down in price, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of wonder, like, what's the gimmick, I guess, with this? Because is Pokemon purposely doing this because they think the best way to go about printing this stuff is booster bundles? But like I said before, I don't want to jump the gun on this. I know we're talking about this now because people obviously want to talk about it, but I'm still waiting for my other distros to tell me what we're going to get and what they're going to charge. And so it's like, I'm kind of refraining from getting too deep in the weeds until I hear that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, we're here talking about it still, obviously. But I guess what I'm just telling people is not to get like too worked up about this just yet. But I mean, it's more than what we've seen since, I mean, the past 8 months. So I mean, this is news. Like, this is legitimately something that we haven't talked about in a while.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I usually like talking about reprints right up there with talking about bulk. And so, like, we can't talk about bulk. I really am happy we get to talk about reprints.
If you had to order it, your top 3 favorite things to talk about, how would you order bulk?
Bulk's number 1.
Hold on. Bulk, reprints, or talking about, actually, I'll give you top 4. Top 4 things: bulk, reprints, Magic the Gathering, or new set cards that just got leaked.
Oh, okay. Bulk, number 1 still.
Number 1 favorite thing to talk about is bulk.
Okay, new set cards, new set leaks. That's got to be ahead of. That's the second best thing to talk about, and then we'll come in with the reprints and Magic the Gathering. I don't mind talking about Magic the Gathering as long as, again, it's not bulk, reprints, or new released leaks.
So, what if you're talking about Magic the Gathering bulk?
That's about as bad as it gets.
You're like, kill me.
No,
now.
Sorry. One Piece bulk is as bad as it gets.
Oh, really? You hate talking about One Piece more than Magic bulk?
Dude, I hope One Piece like gets to the point where it like stabilizes and like washes some people out. The One Piece crowd has become so like cultish to where it's no longer enough that they enjoy it, that they're making money on it. They're like coming at anyone who doesn't also want it. Like, if you don't want to be a part of it, they're like coming at and attacking you. Like, oh, you're so stupid for still being in Pokemon. Bunch of you boomers. And it's just like, dude, you didn't happy.
know, dude.
Can't we just say we're happy for you and move on? Like, what?
Dude, Logan Paul's in One Piece now. It's time, dude.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
dude,
those are all my favorite. I knew when I heard the news of like the reprints, I was like, oh man, let's just get it over with on Monday and I can get back to my regular content. Like, dude, I don't know. I don't know how Rudy does it. Like, I don't know how people who have, and you know, it makes sense why people like SM Pratt just like don't make videos anymore. I don't know how, if you've been in the hobby for more than a few years and you've been like serious and stuff, I don't know how you can consistently go through releases and reprints and still like deal with all the nonsense that people worry about every time. It's Groundhog's Day to an extreme, and none of it matters long term. None of this matters, guys. It means zero. Like, in 2-3 years, no one, if put it this way, if somebody bought Destin Rivals, Prismatic, Mega, whatever, like a month ago, and they just don't look at anything for 3 years, none of this is going to make a difference. Let's just put it.
Have you seen the clip that went viral of Logan Paul? Have you seen that clip?
Yeah.
Or
He had like a few One Piece cases saying he's
yeah,
casing up or whatever.
and he's like, I'm a collector now, and you're just like, this is so
He
cringe.
said like the Luffy name
And
backwards.
he goes, Luffy D Monkey,
Yeah.
and his videographer goes, don't you mean it's actually Monkey D Luffy? He's like, oh okay. He's like, I've seen the live action, and you're just like, oh, that's so horrible,
Dude, I would do the
He
same.
has to be trolling. There's
It's
no
so
way he's
fun.
not trolling.
Well, because it's so fun. Because he probably sees the same thing we do. Like that crowd is so like hardcore, man.
Reactionary. They're very reactionary. Yeah. No,
So
he has to be doing it on purpose.
Right.
I mean, you can love him or hate him. He's really good at marketing, and he knows that if he can get a reaction out of people, his video went viral. His video went viral probably for that reason.
Their buttons hard.
Yeah. He's trolling hard, and he's like, this is gonna get so many clicks. Like he just knew it.
Yeah.
So it's it's so funny.
But I mean, with the price, things are coming out at distro being higher and stuff, like especially with the fact that like these are all, other than Journey, everything's like good sellers. You know, stores aren't going to sell to break even. They're going to make a profit, which is going to, I mean, dude, put it this way. I couldn't see Destin Rivals packs falling much lower than like maybe the high 7s. I couldn't see Prismatic, bundles and things coming down lower than like 50, low 50s, like packs coming down maybe in the 8s. Like it's just, I don't think the price point we're getting and the fact that it's all bundles and tins is enough to really make a large difference in the market with how hot it is. But that's just my take.
I don't want, like I said, I don't want to say anything in terms of price points, what I think, because this is one distro and every distro I have prices things differently. So the price point could be different for my other distros. The quantity should be different for my other distros. And keep in mind, this is my third largest distro that we work with. So when I see what my first and second distros give us, then I will start to be like, okay, here we can really run more with this. Because to put in perspective, my largest distro typically gives us about 4 times the amount of product that this distro gave us. And to put in perspective, the numbers that we got, this is units, not case quantity, 200 units of Journey Together bundles, 200 units of Destin bundles, and then 225 units, which it's 25 to a case. So that's 8, and 9 cases worth.
So 200 units of bundles, you're saying?
For 200 for Journey, which is 8 cases, 200 for Destin, which is 8 cases, 225 for Prismatic, which is 9 cases.
So let's just say roughly 1,200-ish or so packs of each, and then if you get another 4 times that from the other distro, maybe another 4,800 packs of each. It's, I don't know, man.
I mean, that's hard to say for certain. Like I said before, we're speculating so hard. We're speculating extremely hard here.
Look, hey, maybe things will come down and be cheap. I gotta give you guys my honest opinion.
Yeah.
I just don't see it being enough packs.
First to the scene here, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't see it. Like I think I know too much. Like I know the numbers of packs these big streamers rip. I know how much I rip, and I just can't see it. I can't see it being enough.
He knows too much, man.
I don't know.
Golly, we'll see. It's a wait and see approach. I mean, the big thing right now is, I haven't heard any news about it on my feed. And Costco ? Charizard Ultra Premiums. Anyone got anything for me?
Nothing? I don't know, but I did like how Dollar General they made a separate listing on TCG Player for the Dollar General ETBs for Prismatic.
No way, really?
Yeah. So if you type in Prismatic Evolutions on TCG Player, there's now a separate listing for the Dollar General stamped one.
What?
I like it.
Oh, are they saying that drops happened last night
for the
Charizard things? I'm curious if that happened.
I don't know.
Tripping.
Could be.
I'll have to look and see. I'll have to do a little bit more research, but it hasn't been going viral, at least on Reddit, that I've seen. It usually pops up in my feed.
I mean, I honestly,
either tonight or tomorrow in stores by the 25th is what people are saying. So
I know that like I'm personally going to use, I'm probably not going to use this opportunity to buy much more Mega or Phantasmal or Journey. I will definitely be picking up even more prismatic bundles if these come in cases, master cases, whatever it is. And we have any significant price drop at all. I'm going to continue to add my position on prismatic evolutions. Destin Rivals, if we have any significant drop there, I'll definitely be getting those. Those are the 2 most open sets on my stream. They're the 2 most open sets on most streams. If you talk to most streamers, no matter what they stream on TikTok, whatnot, doesn't matter. Their 2 most open sets, other than whatever new set comes out that's released at the time, Destin Rivals and Prismatic Evolutions are being ripped through like wildfire. And so I will take a chance to pick up more of both those sets. But other than that, man, I don't know, Journey, whatever, it'll sink down. Maybe it's MSRP. It's so many. Mega Phantasmal, I think they'll kind of fizzle out and they'll kind of be normal price. I think the boxes will keep running. I don't know, man. Like maybe I'm just like jaded because we've seen this like, you know, however many times in our careers at this point. And it's just like, I know how it ends up. And I know every time everyone's really excited, it comes and goes, and you know, everything's business as normal.
Let me ask you this. If it's just gotten to a point where like the Costco stuff really does drop like prices enough and it's just beginning to sit again, like at Costco, I mean, what's the game plan?
On the Charizards?
Yeah.
I'd like to, I haven't started buying them.
To sit at Costco.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd love to go buy as many as I want. I'd probably want to have at least 1 to 200 of them, right?
On 1 to 200 units.
Yeah.
I
think I'd be a good size position on those.
25 to 50 cases. Yeah, that seems appropriate.
I mean 100 units at 100,
price,
130
let's be specific, guys, at that price.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, like 90? Dude, like 100 units at $90 is $9,000.
Yeah,
$9,000. That seems very. That seems really doable. I don't know.
I mean, for some people, that's you know.
I mean, I would say for most people in this hobby, I think most people in this hobby who have been here more than like 6 months a year.
That is fair.
If you don't have the cash, you have enough built up inventory or like appreciation where you could sell off other things to get $9,000 and go put $9,000 into those. And I think it'd probably be a smart play.
No, that's fair. One of my employees who's been he's been working for me for God, where are we now?
But again, the DJ Poké Center, I don't think it's going to happen. We're just saying hypothetically they start sitting at Costco because there's so many. I don't think it's going to happen. But like if it did, yeah, I mean, we'd just go balls out, right?
Yeah. No, one of my employees, he's been in the hobby for, also let me rephrase that. He's been working for me for 1.5 years, and he's been closely following like my like kind of Pokemon investing journey. And so he started to like partake in that, and he's over 10 grand in investments now. So he's been really grinding at it. And that a lot of that was like to return on investment. Like he was buying 151, he was buying Evolving Skies. Like I remember he bought like Evolving Skies ETBs at like $200 or $180. And I mean, what are they at now? Like 400 a piece.
Do you want me to freak everybody out right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
So
Alex
is showing I plan to have this guy on for a live stream on my channel, but a while back I had a consult call with somebody who is from the private equity world and has rose capital for real estate funds and other startup businesses. And he was thinking about having a startup fund to invest in Pokemon. He's in my Patreon. We were on a Patreon call last night, all of us. And he was talking about how his fund is basically, he's at the point where he has too many people wanting to invest. And he was asking about like, well, do you think there's going to be liquidity issues when I get to 5, 10, $20 million on this fund? And there's lock-in periods of 5 to 7 years. And basically he's focusing on a lot of Sword and Shield, early and middle Scarlet Violet stuff. So, and that's just one person. I know there's others out there I've heard of. There are multiple private equity funds that are being created right now with lock-in periods that people are putting millions of dollars into and locking it up in Pokemon. So I've been talking about this for years now. It's going to happen. It is happening right now. So it's beginning. We're seeing real money move into this hobby. People that have like big bankrolls saying, yeah, screw it, I'll throw hundreds of thousands of dollars at you. Go invest it for me. You know, if it's going to beat the stock market, if it's going to beat what else I'm doing here, I'll try it out. Like normally I invest in startup businesses or whatever. Yeah, I'll invest in the Pokemon fund, and there's more and more of these being created.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, man, I don't think, you know, a lot of people want to compare like, oh, what happened after COVID, like the big COVID crash. The difference this time is the people who own the product are not going to be scared out and, you know, worried about all these like ups and downs of the market. It's no longer a bunch of Timmies holding products that have never had money before. It's people who are very strategic with their money. And so take that for what you will, but that's the information that we're starting to hear.
I will say this though, the one thing that's important to know about that is yes, there are going to be more market makers in the space, but that really doesn't change things because once I hate to look at it from this perspective, but this is realistically how it is. Once you start having big money come into the space, the ebbs and flows of the market will just be more predictable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're already pretty predictable, but that's in my mind, that's really all I view the changes as, because a lot of these individuals that are going to be bringing in large swaths of cash and be buying large quantities of product, they will get to a point where they will be able to control the market. And if they want to, they can drive prices up and they can drive prices down. And that's the thing is, yes, a lot of times they're going to want to drive prices up to push their own bags, but a lot of times they're going to want to drive prices down and put pressure so that they can add more onto their position. So it's like there's going to be accumulation phases in the same way as you look in traditional markets, because this is just how traditional markets work. Like we're just getting closer and closer to traditional markets. That's realistically what's happening.
Yeah. And then, you know, and as far as like the people that are always worried about, like the, you know, liquidation and like, what's that going to look like? That's going to, you know, flood TCG players, going to flood eBay. It's going to drop the price. I mean, I know people in this hobby right now that operate off email lists. And basically, you know, once you get 50, 100,000 people on an email list and you're trying to divest from, you know, a few hundred case position that's valued hundreds of thousands, if not a million in the future, sending out an email blast to 100,000 people, you're going to easily move a few hundred cases. And so, and those will never touch the market. Like then maybe those people will list one at a time when they want to sell or they're going to whatever. But it's like, you know, people are able to move product in this hobby now at large amounts with no one knowing, without the market shifting at all. And I just think it's going to continue to get more optimized. People are going to get smarter about it to make sure that the price points aren't affected.
I think this, I mean, we're speculating here. This is just my opinion. It's not a fact. What I think will happen is this. I think that there's going to be a lot more of, how do I want to articulate this? When it comes to specifically the Pokemon market compared to traditional markets, it's a little bit different because there is so much of a consumer side to it. And so it's never going to be one-to-one. But one thing I will say is that when you kind of look at a lot of like traditional markets and how they work, a lot of it is formed by market makers. I think the main difference here is that a lot of the market makers in this hobby, it's kind of like either getting a hold of the reins or letting loose. And what I mean by that is like there'll be times where Pokemon product will correct, and it's not necessarily because market makers are like doing it, but it's because they're letting it happen, if that makes sense. Because realistically, if you have enough buying volume in this space, it's not difficult for you to do run-ups. It's realistically not. Like a lot of these guys, what they're going to do is they're going to go through accumulation phases. They're going to buy a lot of this product through that accumulation phase. And then when it comes time for them to pump it, they're going to pump it and they're going to have accumulated at a certain price point. Yeah. And so there is an incentive for corrections like that to happen when they want it to happen. And then there is obviously the inverse where it is very valuable for them for pumps to occur. It's just a matter of the timing of when it is appropriate. But that's just realistically what you kind of see in crypto. You see it in traditional much more regulated than crypto, obviously. But Pokemon, I mean, we've done the numbers on this, guys. When you go through and you look at PSA population reports for certain high-end valuable cards, it's like anywhere between 5 to 10 million if you want to own every single one of a PSA 10 for a specific card. which that sounds insane that you have people that have multi-million-dollar funds that can realistically go in, buy up if it's on the market, every single one of that card, and then they just control the price. And now, obviously, there's always going to be more added onto the market. But once again, this just goes back to the accumulation phase of them going in and consistently buying up competition so that they can continuously keep pushing the price where they want it to. And it just, it gets very, very convoluted. But at the end of the day, like it's just big money moving in and doing what it's doing.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
oh, for sure. I mean, it's just going to become more and more optimized. It's going to be more and more big money. Like, again, you can't keep this stuff a secret forever. Logan Paul's sale, like whether anyone likes it or not, it's gonna have more eyes look at it. I know Kevin O'Leary was talking about when he was putting together his Wonder Shine Index. If you guys know what that is, like him and Shine made like this index of all these high-end sports cars that they're going to be like basically treating it like an ETF, basically. But and I think they're eventually going to tokenize it and sell like fractional shares of it, whatever. But the reason he said they hadn't looked into Pokemon, he was asked that on air, is because he just didn't see the enough valuable, cards in it at this point. Well, now with a card being that valuable, it's going to bring the eyes. We have the first edition Charizard moving up, I believe, to around $500,000 now. Obviously there's other trophy cards out there. So like once these cards do start to hit the millions, you are going to have a lot more of the serious, kind of money start to look at this hobby. And then, like I said, these funds that are starting, these funds that people are taking investment from, they're going to be really starting to have, because you have to get the capital working, right? And that's one of the things I was talking about with some of these people is like, you can't let the capital sit in an account. You can't let it sit in cash because these people want their money working, and so they have to buy something. And so the money's going to have to go to work somewhere, which is why the things don't stay down that long, because as soon as something has a correction, a lot of that money is like, okay, now we can buy, get our positions. And so if you have money continuously pouring in the same way, like it continues to pour into like, with forced investments all the time with 401ks, if you got these investors, wanting to keep coming in and investing in these funds, the funds have to place the money somewhere. And that's why a lot of these boxes keep disappearing, is because they make better choices than, keeping the money in cash.
Yeah, I think the big change that kind of is going to be interesting to take part in watching is supply being put onto the market by Pokemon as the printing facilities obviously get, put up and running, because realistically, like, supply plays such a huge factor when it comes to where we kind of see accumulation phases last. Like when you look at Bitcoin, for a good example, right? And any investment, right? Typically moves take much longer to make as product becomes, or well, I say product for Pokemon, but as, assets continue to grow. I mean, I don't know if you were someone that was in the crypto, space for as long as I was, but like the move in how long it took for it to go from like 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 3,000, 3,000 to 20,000, and then 20,000 to 69, and 69 to over 100. Like each of those accumulation phases, each of those bull markets, each of those bear markets, like they took longer times because the market cap continued to grow, and it became a lot more difficult to obviously make these big pushes upwards, and accumulation phases took longer. But with that being said, with Pokemon, it's completely different because you've got a set supply with a reserve supply with Bitcoin. But like with Pokemon's a company that is pushing out trading cards for general consumers, and they're trying to push out as much as they can. And so because of that, the timing of when they're pushing out as much as they can, how much they're able to push out as they continue to grow their facilities, those are going to be like factors that, we jokingly talk about now because it's like, oh, it's going to crash the market. But like, you will want to start realistically looking more into that as a traditional like investor, because of how that's going to change the landscape of just where these big money institutional, investors are going to be putting their, Pokemon investments, I guess, or how they're going to go about it. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, cause I feel like this is such a weird thing to talk about. Like, we are an investment channel, and so it's not super weird, but for me, I feel like a lot of times I make fun of it because people put too much stock and too much weight in things. But now, as we start to see institutional investors get more into the space, now it's like, okay, well, now maybe we actually start considering these things being factors that we need to look into, especially as Pokemon is gearing up for it.
All right, dude. I guess we should probably just stop talking. Everyone wants to talk about One Piece.
Am I not reading the comments?
That's all it is. The whole comments One Piece. I guess we just talk about that now.
Oh God. What would my channel be? One Piece USA? Is that my second channel I'm gonna make? Oh, I made a joke about that, didn't I? I think I did that when I was on stream with I can't remember who it was.
You probably should.
You sound super far away, by the way.
I feel far away.
Oh, that makes sense.
I feel far away from this conversation.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, here's what I'm gonna say, and I'll leave it at this. If you want to, push back or say something, I don't think the market is really going to change much in the way in which ebbs and flows happen past the point of time frames. And what I mean by that is you're going to have different time frames for things going forward. So bull markets might last longer. Bear markets might be shorter, or they might be longer. Who knows? I mean, but realistically, it's just time frames that are going to change as we consistently move forward and this hobby starts to become much more mainstream. Because you're still going to have the Timmies that are going to be emotional investors or emotional collectors, and they're going to want to dump their bags because they're investing in something they don't understand and they don't know, and they only did it because they obviously just wanted to make a quick buck. And you're going to have the scalpers that are going to play a factor in the market. And when those get squeezed out because of hype dying in the market, that's going to happen. That's going to cause bear markets. But that's just, I say bear market, but realistically, I view it more as an accumulation phase. Like, that's just how I view it. And then once that accumulation phase is done and the, individuals that feel as if the accumulation phase is ready to move on to the next market cycle, those will occur, right? Because you want to be able to accumulate prices while everyone is panicking. And then once you feel confident enough in your supply of product that you've been investing in while you've been keeping the price low, that's when it's the time to run it up. You don't want to be that guy that runs up the price and you didn't get enough.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing, right? It's a time game. But
yeah, I don't know. I guess, like I said, I think I've just become jaded by it, dude. I think I've just been in it too long, and I just don't care. I just don't care about the constant like reprints, restocks, price go up, price go down. I'm just like, dude, would you guys just throw it in your closet and hold it for 3 to 5 years already? Like, it's the way to beat the game. You'll beat the game every time.
I was thinking about this today, I think, and I've been thinking about this lately. I feel like all the time you hear, I won't point to anything specific, but you just hear stories of people making certain decisions, and then you're like, how could you make that decision? Like, that's so dumb. And it ends up being one of these things where you realize that there's hundreds, if not like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people like that. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you can talk to one person and think their decision's dumb, and then realize that if that person just were to not exist, there's always going to be someone that's going to replace them with that exact same mindset.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of human nature. Like, there's always going to be a subset of people that think a specific type of way, and they're going to be replaced by people that think that type of way. I mean, just go on to certain subreddits.
Well, and the other thing, it's like a, the individual never goes away, because here's the thing, right? Anyone who's been in the market last year that's been complaining, and the MSRP gang, and they're angry and all that, a lot of those people have probably already rotated out of the hobby. They're usually only going to be there for 6 months to a year or so. And then what's going to happen is the next time that like cycle comes around, it's going to be a whole new crop of people screaming the same things, making the same mistakes. And then they'll rotate out, and there'll be a new crop of people. And the people who stay the course and stay the long term, they keep buying and holding, they're going to outlast each group of people, but they're going to keep making money off each group of people that panic sell and worry about this and that. And so then by the time, like 151 right now, all the people that were watching our streams 2 years ago, when we were telling them to buy those UPCs and we were mocking the I'm going to wait crowd and all that, they're already gone. And so now I made a video the other day talking about, I had some of the comment section say, Alex, no one out there is saying not to buy 151 or to wait on 151. You're just lying to me. I'm like, dude, we have streams. We have like live chat where people are telling me they're going to wait. I'm not going to buy yet. It's going to be printed for years. And those years come and go and the product comes and goes. Prismatic right now, in a year and a half, dude, you're going to have probably most people here in the hobby right now gone. They're not going to remember everyone saying not to buy Prismatic all last year. And they're going to be like, oh, I could have made 100% of my money in 2 years. And everyone's going to forget the reprints, restocks. This got released here, Sam's Club, Costco, this box, that box. No one's going to care because in 2 years it's going to be freaking, $15 a pack. You could have doubled your money. But all the people that were worried and screaming about MSRP back then, they're gone. And everyone there then's like, oh, obviously Prismatic's great. Oh yeah, of course you buy it. It's like, and so it's really just a matter of like outlasting. I think Rudy said it best where he's just like, I'm not smarter than everyone. I'll just hold it longer. I'll be here longer. I'll outlast everybody. And that's just kind of all there is to this game. You just outlast everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be a genius
in
this market to make money.
Nope.
You just have to not be emotional, or like you have to be more informed. And what I mean by that is like you usually have two types of people in the market. You have the emotional people that are super reactionary, and then you have the people that are uninformed and they invest in something that they don't know. And then because of that, they're also emotional and they're quick to leave because they don't understand what they're investing in. But if you're someone that's like, hey, I understand that there's cycles within this market, and if I just keep doing the same thing at the end of the day, like it's not going to matter because it's just going to keep going up. Then it's really hard to miss. And not to mention too, what's even nice about this space is that if you look at every single booster box in the history of Pokemon and you bought them at some point in the past 5 years, you would have made money.
Yep.
Literally every single one. And that is a straight up fact. That is not like an opinion. That is a fact. If you went back 5 years ago and you picked any booster box, it doesn't matter. Heck, you could go 2 years ago. You could even go a year ago. It's a depreciating asset. It's going to always go up as long as the supply continues to dwindle, which it will as more get opened every single year.
Yeah. And it's like I said, I mean, I don't think Jimbo, Alex is right about everything. Dude, it's not Alex. It's just the way it works. Like, it's just the way these TCG hobbies work. And like, I don't really know, dude. I don't know what else to say. Like, obviously, like, I mean, there's content to be made. Like, there's market moves. There's people that like to play the markets, that like to grade cards, that like to buy and sell. Like, there's businesses. There's, like, there's a bunch of content to make still. There's a bunch of stuff to talk about. But as far as like this idea that, people are still out there saying, you guys are going to hold your heavy bags. You're all cooked. Like, this stuff's not going up. It's going to crash. Like, it's so played out at this point. And I don't think there's enough years that can go by and enough data that can keep getting just like peppered into their faces that they're never going to lose that mindset. They're always going to hold on to that, and then when it happens, they just get angry, right? They'll get angry that Prismatic is, 120 a bundle in a year. And then they'll move on to the next product. Well, it's not going to happen this time. This era is going to be different. This printing is going to be different. And it's never different. We heard that with Sword and Shield. We heard that with Sun and Moon. Everything's going to be different. Evolutions was overprinted. It's going to be different this time. Like, and it's never different.
History tends to repeat itself.
Maybe I'm just boring at this point, man. I don't know what else to say.
Want to take some questions?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Give us some good questions, guys. I want to talk. Let's do it.
Would discontinuing specialty sets increase the availability of standard booster boxes and packs by allowing more production capacity to be allocated to core releases? Before we answer this question, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, really helps. And if you have a question in all caps, type question and followed up by your question. Makes it easy for me to find it.
Yes and no. They would have to release something because I know people think that Pokemon releases too many sets, but it's not the case. Like, especially from a streamer's perspective, people are basically the attention spans have been so eroded away because of TikTok and everything. People are basically done with a set, like the new crowd of like the fresh opening after about 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks, people they've seen enough of it. They open enough of it. Then they're going back to Prismatic or Destined Rivals or 151, whatever the big sets are. And maybe Ascended Heroes will be one of those big sets people stick with. But most sets like Mega Evolution, people were done with after 4 weeks, right? Like Phantasmal Flames, they were done with it for 2 or 3 weeks. They're looking for the next set. Why do you think we're always talking about leaks? Everyone's looking for the next leak, the next release, the next this. People, they keep needing more and more new things. So even if they discontinue specialty sets, they'd have to replace it with mainline sets and just have more, just still keep it 6 sets a year. Because if not, people would just like, I don't know what people would do for 3 months without something new. They would lose their minds. Like people need just fresh things all the time to stay engaged at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Ascended Heroes hasn't even come out yet, and people are already talking about Perfect Order. Like and it's funny too, and I've noticed this now more than ever being a card shop owner myself. I used to be like, man, I wish they made less sets. I actually am now in the opposite camp. And the reason why my mentality has changed is one of the reasons why is because of what Alex said. You need that for engagement in the hobby because the hype has to keep continuing. And if you take too long in making a new set, then the hype will begin to die out as people slowly start to get bored of having to wait. And then second off, another reason why is because kind of on that same, kind of aspect, but from a like storefront perspective, is if I have a supply of a product, usually within the first 2 weeks is when it performs the best. And if I have too much of that product and it doesn't like sell all within it, it'll still do fine, but I'm not going to be maximizing my capital nearly as much. And then at that point, it's like, okay, well, if I had less of this product, but I made more, it's better that I do that. And then in 2 months, I can keep repeating than if I had an abundance of this product, but I was not making a ton off of it. Now, this only is the case if we're talking about a market and where we're in limited supply. Because obviously I would take unlimited product availability over, lack of product availability. But if we're just looking at it from an overall like market perspective where you say to yourself, okay, there's a limited supply of product, does it make sense for me as a business owner to have this product, capitalize on selling all of it within the first 2 weeks, max my profits, and then from there a new set's going to come out in another month and a half, 2 months, where I can keep rinse and repeating that, and that's consistent revenue? Or would it be better if I have a set every 4 months and I have this product that I'm just sitting on, and then liquidity ends up drying up because it takes me significantly longer to move this item? It's like you need that liquidity quick because you get that injection. Like you get that initial injection on set releases and you feel it. And it's what allows your business to continue kind of moving forward and snowballing, even if there isn't a ton of supply.
Agreed.
So yeah, it sucks. I mean, but it's just the world we live in. Like Alex said, like it's very short-term span. People need hype.
Yeah, like pre-internet, you could definitely go to 4 sets a year, but man, people are just like they're dosed. They're just dosed nowadays. Like,
yeah, like you legitimately do not get a break because you have to keep people's attentions. If Pokemon, like I don't think this is a hot take, but maybe it is. If Pokemon didn't come out with sets as quick as they were, and they went to every 4 months or 5 months they made a set, I legitimately think the Pokemon hobby would start to lose steam and would see a huge market correction.
Do you want to go really deep on this?
Sure.
Let's go deep, like into like humanity in general. So I think one of the reasons everything is like getting so expensive and like inflation and everything, I think the competition in the world has gotten so out of hand because of the internet. Because you can technically work 24/7, you have people that are competing now 24/7. Whereas back in the day, dude, when nighttime came, you just took off. Like you were off work. Like some people work weekends, but like you didn't have this 24/7 stream of working all the time. So what's happened is, well, that guy's working. I got to work more. And so everyone's competing so hard and making more and more money because they got to grow their business bigger and bigger, which is just causing, the people, the haves with more money than ever and the have nots without, because they're just still trying to live on regular 9-to-5 schedule, enjoy life. But now that's not enough anymore because you have too many people that want to work nights, that want to work weekends. I got to work all the time. I got a side hustle, that side hustle. And so it's just creating too much competition to where, it's becoming like the norm to be able to survive now, because all the things that cost money now are competing. Everyone else is competing for those products and services now because they can afford more and more of them because they're working so much more. It's like a constant cycle of more and more and more. And I think part of that is because, just the internet era, the social media era, the grind, side hustle, buying, like there's just too much now, man.
Yeah. I think if anything, it's an exacerbation for, how do I want to say this? I mean, we've already known about this specifically within this country, like the middle class is getting thinner and thinner. I think there's tons of reasons why that is. But I think one that I find most interesting is that certain pieces of technology, mass adoption eventually happens, right? TV, smartphone, etc. Like it will be in everyone's hands. Artificial intelligence, of course, will be the next step in that. But realistically, at least in the meantime, within the early stages, those that do have access to that technology and can use it have a massive advantage in the market. And it's insane how much opportunity there is to take advantage by using artificial intelligence. And most people don't have access to that. It's large technology companies
and like
that are really able
our
to
chap
utilize
said,
that.
add an automation to that, and now people are making money even when they're sleeping. It's like,
well, that's exactly my point. That's
yeah.
what I'm kind of building off of, is that you're saying to yourself, like, oh, there's people that are, because of competition, they're working more. I think that is something that is to be taken into consideration, but more specifically, people don't really have to work more because they can just outsource it using artificial intelligence, using automation in a way where someone that can't afford it is going to be behind, right? Because if I can say to myself, I personally can work half as much and I can outsource it, and I'm going to make it so that my efficiency is 4 times greater than you, and you're working twice as hard as I am, I'm going to beat you handily, and it's going to take me less time to do so because of my general resources that allow me to be ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's just reality of where AI is kind of taking us. Dude, AI is crazy. It's so funny. I mean, we talked about this. I don't know if it was last stream or the stream before, but I got a new computer, and it's so funny too, because like I got the new computer and I was questioning, did I make an impulsive buy because, there's been rumors of like prices going up on things. I went and checked back a couple days ago on the computer I bought. I bought it from Micro Center. That same computer sold out, and then they upped the price by $200, and it sold out again.
Well, yeah, because the chips are getting all the
exactly, dude. Yeah. GPUs are going crazy right now. Like it's insane. Yeah. So AI is just changing so much right now.
Yep.
But was trading on my loose 151 prismatic bundles for both XY breakthrough ETBs. Smart. I still have multiple. This isn't a question, really, is it?
He's asking if buying XY ETBs was smart to trade you as 151 and prismatic bundles for. I mean, look, dude, Pokey Bankai, like, I mean, if you're asking me, like, my personal opinion, I wouldn't have done it, but that's just me. Like, do I think you're gonna like lose a bunch of money on XY? No. But do I think that XY breakthrough ETBs in the next 3 to 5 years have enough as much potential growth as 151 and prismatic do? I don't, right? A lot of the XY Sun and Moon stuff just went through a massive growth phase where they're more in a consolidation time, where I think 151 and prismatic are just getting ready for massive growth phases. So like at the specific time, I would have stayed in prismatic or 151. But if it's something you also just wanted for your collection or whatever, I don't think it's like a terrible move. I don't think you're going to lose money. It's just probably not going to move as quick if you had asked me.
Yeah. I mean, I'd agree with that. Question for you. Do you own any Phantom Forces ETBs or boxes? If so, will you sell me one?
I don't. No, last one I owned, I sold back in 2021.
Oh. Okay. Oh, multi-question. I've been looking at selling a few of my PSA 10 slabs, Giratina, Gengar, Magikarp from Sword and Shield. The only thing I noticed, for example, after 5 to 6 years, best alt arts. Hold on. from Sun and Moon doubled, do you think we could see some of the Sword and Shield or not with them go much higher do you think you could see the same with Sword and Shield or not as much because of the higher gem rate?
I think the reason that Sword and Shield is higher gem rates because they were printed more because they had much more popularity. There's way more people that came in during the Sword and Shield era that, you know, wanted to collect. All right, hold on. We got to ban Anthony, dude.
Okay. You're a mod, right?
Yeah,
I
got him. I got him.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, dude, you can't come spam that kind of stuff.
I
I
didn't see what he
think,
said.
yeah, I know something about ice and all that.
Oh, jeez.
He just kept spamming it again and again and again. But yeah, I mean, I think there's probably especially the alt arts. I think there's enough people out there that want to own those. When you look at, you know, it's not always the population, it's what's available on the market. And I find it very hard ever to find more than 1 or 2% of the entire population of 10s ever on the market at any given time. Meaning, it usually stays that way. Like if you look at Sun and Moon, there's even less a percentage of the total market or a total market cap on the market. XY even less. And so as time goes on, I think more and more will disappear, even though the gem rates are higher. And I think that will push the prices higher. Will they do exactly what Sun and Moon XY did? I don't know, but I think they can double. I just don't know if they'll double in the same time frame or not.
I mean, I've been saying this forever now. I feel like gem rates don't matter as much as people think. Like, I guess what I mean by that is, yes, over time, like the lower gem rates are obviously going to cause the product to continue to climb. But the thing about markets is that as continuously gem rates grow for new sets because more is being printed, that's going to be matching that of demand. And so forever ago, like back in the XY era, if something had like a gem rate of like 100, that was like a big deal. And then Sun and Moon era, gem rate of 1,000 was a big deal. And then Sword and Shield, gem rate of 10,000 was a big deal, right? And by big deal, I mean like it was considered to be a lot. And so every single year, it feels like a new gem rate is considered a lot. Whereas like now, if you look at cards that have like 1,000 or less than 1,000 gem rate, that's considered scarce. But like if you said that 5 years ago or 10 years ago, that would not be considered like that'd be considered crazy. Like that's a ton. But it's because there's just more people that are able to consistently match the demand of the gem rate. So I think realistically, when it comes to Sword and Shield, I wouldn't care too much about the gem rates affecting the upward, the upward pressure of prices for those specific cards. I think that there's going to be no problem with them moving up. I think, like Alex was saying, it's just a matter of the time frame and how long it's going to take for it to occur. But if we're just looking at how things are in the current landscape and how we're anticipating there's going to be a lot more product printed in the future because of the demand, I don't see it being something where it won't happen a lot quicker than we think, because it feels like, Alex can probably agree with me on this. Things we make predictions for end up happening a lot sooner than what we actually originally thought was going to take time to reach to.
I mean, guys, like there's like less than 100 Umbreon VMAX PSA 10s on the market. There's 19,611 graded.
Yeah.
There's like 90 something on the market. I mean, I don't even know what percentage that is. Like 90. You're talking not even half of a percent. 0.0047% of the entire population is on the market right now.
How much is the total value market cap wise?
Let's see. I guess it's about.
I mean, it's just price times.
I know. I'm trying to figure out about what they're worth. Are they $4,000 again? No. I guess they're around 30. We'll say 3,500.
Okay.
So about almost 67 million.
Wow.
But again, 3,500 times 90, meaning there's only 315,000 on the market, which is almost more important than market cap, because it's kind of like the amount of float type thing. Like I don't know, man. Like, it doesn't take much to move these markets up because there's not a lot of the supply on the market to move.
Yeah.
Market cap and what's available in the market in this hobby are two very different things.
Dude, there used to be a website that I would pay attention to. They're no longer, they don't exist anymore, which makes me sad. It was called Pokemon Market Cap. It was really fun to pay attention to because it showed you all the cards that had obviously the highest market cap.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating to pay attention to. Where are we with questions?
I want to know what the first edition base set Charizard's at. So
yeah, Mark.
I mean, I know, I think they're worth around $500,000 at this point. I just don't know what the actual population is. Is it still like, hold on. I can't find them. I'll have to look it up on PSA. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it compares to the Moonbryon.
I know this is off topic, but like, have you been paying attention to like the spot price of silver?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I
going to 100 an ounce.
Dude, it's gonna probably break it.
You know what's funny is like, don't get me wrong, silver's having crazy gains like in the past year, but you know, when it comes to Pokemon, it's like those are kind of like almost normalized gains in some of like the big sets, and they're like people just bat an eye and like it's no big deal. But then with silver, it's like you know, global news. It's kind of funny that like you know, seeing gains like that in something like of more of like a accepted type of investment, traditional investment's crazy because people aren't used to the Pokemon TCG worlds.
Well, I was talking to my mom about it earlier this morning because a while ago, and by a while ago, I mean like I was probably 19 years old at the time. I told my mom to invest in silver because I felt like it was undervalued. And so like she invested like a couple $1,000s, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
And so it was funny because like I was talking to her about it. I was like, yo, you remember when you went and bought silver for like $20? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, it's pushing 100 almost. And she's like, oh my gosh, really? And I was like, you know what's crazy is that I look at that and I'm like, yeah, I'm happy because I was buying silver for like around $20. But also it took me, what am I? I'm 27 now. It took me 8 years to earn like 5x my money or 4x my money. It took me like a year or 2 years to see that return on some of my Pokemon investments. And so for me, it feels so much so much worse because of that when I know that it shouldn't be viewed that way because in traditional, that's considered a really good return on investment. You know what I mean?
I said this other day on
so
Patreon
funny.
call. Like I said this other day on Patreon call. Like I was on my, you know, with a friend of mine I met through YouTube, Steve, and he's like, he's got a stock market channel really big into stock market investing. And dude, we were going through a portfolio. Like I'm trying to figure out like how many covered calls I can write for each position, like per year. Plus, like if I have like the growth I think in the companies I have, and I'm just like, dude, even if I were to like write covered calls every like week, 2 weeks, and the growth I think is going to happen, and I really maximize my positions, I'm like, dude, this doesn't come close to what I think Pokemon's going to do this next year. And it just like really breaks your mind. You're just like, wow, like people just don't get it. Like,
yeah, 100%.
By the way, 62.5 million. If Charizard's valued at 500 grand, that would be the market cap of the first edition base set Charizard. The Moonbryon is officially a higher market cap than the Charizard.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
dude, it's weird.
silly.
There's probably cards that are higher than the Moonbryon too.
It's silly, dude.
I don't know what card that would be, but I don't know actually. Maybe not. It's hard to say for certain. You'd have to go, like I said, the Pokemon market cap website was great. I loved it because I would do exactly what you're doing. It was fun to watch.
It is fun.
Why would Pokemon not reprint booster boxes if that's what's happening? Why would they not reprint booster boxes from a financial perspective? Are bundles cheaper to produce? So it's a mysterious question. And I mean, here's my thing, guys. We haven't seen really any sort of booster box reprints, like major booster box reprints. I mean, how long has it been since we've had a major booster box reprint, you think? I mean, Lost Origin Silver Tempest is realistically the one I consider.
Paldea and Obsidian were like small reprints.
That's
And then, I mean, Surging didn't get a distro reprint. They got boxes put in vending machines.
Yeah.
That's like it, dude.
Yeah. So it's like,
The Pokemon Center listed more Destin Rivals boxes that one time.
I'm talking about distro, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, like none, dude. It's been like over a year.
So it's like, okay, have they not been doing that because they haven't needed to? Because with Scarlet and Violet, like we saw, I mean, I remember I was looking at Paradox, and at one of my distros, there were 16,000 booster boxes sitting that we could see on the back end. So is it one of those things where they didn't have to do that for most of the Scarlet and Violet era, or is it one of those things that they're just moving away from? I think, for me personally, I think it's too early to say. Which sounds crazy because we haven't had a real booster box reprint in several years. But I guess what I mean by it's too early to say is that just because we're getting bundles doesn't mean that it's the end all be all, because this isn't the first time we've seen them do bundle reprints. Like they had one huge bundle reprint they did a while ago for Paldean Fates. They've done bundle reprints for Crown Zenith. They've done bundle reprints for 151. And so like bundles are undoubtedly becoming more popular. So now we're getting included in the mix, obviously booster box sets, and the reprints that I just mentioned were all specialty sets. But I think it's just too early to call that they're just not going to be reprinting boosters as much, because we just don't really know. We haven't, I don't know. It's just hard to say. I think we need more history of reprints happening, and then that being coming from bundles more than booster boxes. But I don't know if you agree or anything.
I always look at things from the business perspective. I think a lot of people look at it from like the consumer or the collector perspective. As a business, if I was Pokemon, I would not want my distributors sitting with product, not being able to move it, having to either break even, take losses, give crazy deals just to get stores to take it, and products sitting at stores and stores telling distributors, I can't take anymore. It's not moving off my shelves, because then Pokemon can't print more and send it because it's not the supply chain's all backed up. I, as a business, I wouldn't want that. Right. And so I think there's a fine line between, printing not enough where you're technically leaving money on the table, and then overprinting and then getting backed up again to where you're screwed and no one's happy. The stores aren't happy. Distros aren't happy. Pokemon's not happy. And I don't think people think about that. They're always thinking about themselves. Like what's better for me, what's better for collecting or consuming. And so, yeah, I mean, I would say booster boxes do make sense, to reprint, but just not in such a large amount as like we used to see, to get the market and like, obviously like going back to the Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike, Battle Styles days where things would go down under distro pricing. Stores couldn't move them. Distros couldn't move them to stores. And the only people crazy enough to buy them were people like Rudy because he had the money to sit on them, didn't need income, where most stores need income. They need to sell. Right. And so it's not good for anybody, right? Stores aren't making money. Distro reps aren't making money. Distros aren't making money. Pokemon can't print more. It's like, you don't want to go back to those days. I'm telling you, it's not good.
Off topic question, my favorite. Who's taking this year's Super Bowl, Alex?
I don't even care, man. Like 49ers lots, which is that's who my neighbor plays for. So after they got out, I didn't really care anymore.
Your neighbors play for them?
My neighbor does. Yeah, he's there. He's on the offensive line, Dominic Pooney.
Is he a starter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he started for 2 years now.
Oh, that's sick. I didn't know that.
I was rooting for him, but they got blown out by Seattle, so I'm just like, I don't really care.
Do you know him super well?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with him my whole, like, not right next door. His parents and everyone still live right next door.
Oh wow, that's super sick. Okay, so you've known
his brother Derek was drafted to Dallas, but he ended up getting hurt preseason, and just never made it back. Like, just kind of washed out of the league. He's a police officer now. They almost were both in the league.
For me, my prediction, I mean, it's pretty much obvious at this point, but well, I shouldn't say it's obvious. I'm going to eat crow if I say that and get clipped. I think it's Seahawks Patriots. I think Seahawks win.
Dude, Seahawks looked menacing in that game.
Yeah, it's not great.
Dude, they look freaking good. I don't know how they get beat.
Here's my thing.
They look so as good as like the Legion and Boom era.
Dude, every team that I wanted to win this past weekend lost, and I'm so sad about it.
You wanted the Rams to win?
No, they won.
Oh, they did win.
Yeah. No, I wanted the Bears to win. I'm a Bears fan.
That's right. They lost.
Yeah. I'm a Bears fan,
terrible
dude.
call. You're right.
Oh my God, which I don't want to get started about that. It's one of those things where like it's bittersweet because I feel like we were playing with house money. So the fact that we got as far as we did, I can't complain. But it's bitter because we had the game in our hands and then throws a pick and then we lose. Like we took it into overtime. They had to punt, so they weren't able to convert points on the first drive of overtime. And so we were 15 yards or 10 yards, or I don't remember the exact spot of the ball to get a field goal and interception. And I was like, dude, that was so heartbreaking that is how it ended, which to be fair, like we shouldn't have been in overtime to begin with. I mean, that was one of the most ridiculous throws I've ever seen. And I don't know what the coverage was at that point. It looks like they were just leaving Komet wide open.
I like your picks, dude.
But no, I'm sad, honestly, because here's how I typically root. So like when I root for teams, it's Bears, obviously number one, because they're my team. But every other team that I root for after that, it's in sequence of how many Super Bowls they have. So like Bills didn't have any Super Bowls. I wanted them to win, especially too, because they've lost. I mean, they went to 3 or 4 back-to-back Super Bowls and they lost every single one, which is so heartbreaking. So like I wanted the Bills to go. And then as far as it goes with like 49ers and the Seahawks, I didn't really care, honestly, one way or another. I was slightly rooting like for both of them to lose, but you can't really have that happen. Houston's never won a Super Bowl, so I wanted Houston to win. Patriots obviously won a ton of Super Bowls. So it's just like, gosh, dang it, dude. All these teams that like haven't won Super Bowls in their franchises are now out. So every team that's in has already won a Super Bowl. So it's like whatever. But at this point, I'm just rooting for players because Sam Darnold, dude, if Sam Darnold wins, that would be pretty sick. If Sam Darnold won, I don't know how much you pay attention to football, but I think
I don't.
You don't? Yeah. I think it'd be super sick to see Sam Darnold win.
I mean, so much I can't watch a lot of the games. And
I mean, it's going to be, I mean, the script is great. I will say that. Like Sam Darnold literally play, like I'm going from I'm seeing ghosts to I'm seeing a Super Bowl. Like that is an insane turnaround of a career. Like that is super duper sick to see if they end up making it to the Super Bowl. So I will be rooting for them. Huh?
As long as the Rams don't win, I'm good, dude. Ever since they left St. Louis, dude, just can't.
That is fair. You feel like I got a little bit of a vendetta.
Can't show them any love, dude.
I don't know. I like Stafford, but yeah, the Rams have won multiple Super Bowls, so I'm just, not really, yeah. But we won't go too heavy into the weeds.
He said, Alex, please shut Eli up and talk about the Cosmic Eclipse reprint per PTCG radio.
That's a throwback. My wife started getting interested about my Pokemon investments and collection and recently asked if we can open some stuff, how to navigate. Oh God, no.
Perfect way to navigate it. Buy some of these bundle reprints and open those.
I think if you sell your wife,
just buy some of these.
You double down on
coming. Get some of these reprints and open that, or go to a card shop and get some loose packs or a GameStop or something. Like that's what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that I talk to with my wife. Sometimes she'll want to rip packs too, and so what I always say is, let's have our set aside supply, and then let's have our ripping supply. And so we have a certain amount that we'll want to rip, and we'll make sure that it's separate from obviously our investments. So, which it goes both ways. It's not just her. A lot of times though, it's us together, if that makes sense. Like if she wants to rip packs, she wants to rip it with me. And if I want to rip packs, I want to rip it with her, obviously. So
I used to rip a ton, dude. I broke myself streaming.
You broke yourself streaming?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, when you're moving through like 4,000 packs a week or whatever we were, you get your fill. No,
I get that. I totally get that. I stopped. I mean, I don't know the last time that I personally opened Pokemon. It's been forever. The set I opened most recently, which was honestly the worst experience ever, was Spider-Man. I got so cooked on Spider-Man collectors. It was horrible, dude.
Nobody wanted to open Spider-Man.
Well, I was watching the prices correct, and I was like, might as well open it, right? Because the EVs weren't bad on the singles, and I just got absolutely washed. So it was not a fun experience. When do you think Pokemon is going to increase MSRP again? They must be looking for a floor price. Next generation. Yeah. You get Alex?
Yeah, really weird. I keep getting all these like this message is held for review and it's telling me to show it or hide it. So I'm trying to go show them all, guys. I don't know why it like made all your messages get held for review, but
weird.
I let them all through.
I also, after this question, we have a super chat I need to take.
All right, when do you think Pokemon is going to increase MSRP? I would say the start of the next era.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what I said. Start of the next era, they'll increase it probably by, was it 8%? Is that how much we calculated it when we did it on stream?
Sounds right.
It was a specific number we did. From 144 to it's 66. Is that what it is, or 163?
Oh, that's quite a bit more. No, more than 8%. It's closer to 16%. 143 to 16% would be 22. Yeah, so it's almost.
Wait, what is it? What's it at currently? What's the price?
I think it's like 160 something.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Pokemon Center. On Pokemon Center website.
Does anyone here in the MSRP gang? You guys would know.
I know, right? 160, 164.
Oh, okay, so maybe a little less than 16. Maybe like. Okay, so about maybe 12.
It's 10.9%. So we'll say 11%. So if we take 161.1 and we multiply that by 1.11, that would put it at 179 a box. So let's round it up, say 180. That's probably next price for booster boxes.
I think that makes sense. Like 449 is what the packs are right now. If it went to 499 times 36, that'd be 179.64.
Beautiful.
I think that, guys, that exact number, mark my words, I'm going to say 179.64 is going to be the new MSRP. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes, it makes perfect sense. Like that's just,
a pack.
Yeah, makes perfect sense to me. So it's right within the percentages. Oh, this is a good question. Will your notification site include the new Power World TCG?
Absolutely. It's also gonna if you guys sign up now, you have to sign up now. In the next 10 minutes, we'll give you a free early trial of GTA, of Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever.
Dude, you didn't tell me about that.
Oh I worked the deal behind the scenes.
Oh my god, dude.
I was able to offer that.
All right. Well, now I need to take advantage of this.
I just got word from my rep.
I got word from my GTA rep. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's take a couple questions and get out of here. Super chat. We need to take the super chat. Thank you so much for the $5. Michael Vey. Simple facts like the current Steam Siege booster box price says more about long-term Pokemon investing than anything else, and why I have mucho battle styles. Hey, there you go. It's hard to miss, man. I mean, my favorite analogy to use with Pokemon is like, if you know you're going to at least get a single, why not go for a home run? And that analogy just basically means that you're in Pokemon going to always make money. So why not, be a little bit more risky on the sets that you're going to choose in on and try and go for the home run set that you think is going to make you the biggest return.
Yeah. One thing I wonder, like there's you probably don't know, but like, I don't know why I get recommended so many Pokemon channels all the time. And it seems like there's like a growth of like the like negativity, like Pokemon channels, like we're like trying to like, oh, this next set's cooked. This next set sucks. These cards are terrible. Like the reprints are going to kill. And, and I'm just like, what is the goal? Like, is the goal just for views, like to get views on like those videos? Cause like what's the goal? Like, what's the goal? Like my point is like for them, like, is it for them? Is it just views, or do they really believe all that stuff? Are they convincing themselves? Do other people believe it? Like, and like, you see all these things, like you see Steam Siege do that good, and you're like in your mind you're like telling yourself not to buy Pokemon because it's bad, it's not going to do good. It's like, dude, Steam Siege, Crimson Invasion, Emerging Powers. Go look at that set. When you look back at these sets, you see what they've done. I don't even understand what the conversation, what's the argument anymore? Like, if we want to argue about time frames and like when the best time is to buy, the best price point, wait for the reprint this, those are completely legitimate arguments. But like to say not to buy long term at this point, I don't even think it's a legitimate conversation I can have anymore.
I don't know, man. I think people make content to get clicks.
I hope that's all it is. I hope people don't actually believe it. Like I
don't
truly
think so.
believe it's got to be for clicks, because man, if people are that far gone at this point, it's like I don't think they can be helped.
I think the content is more representative of the viewer than it is the creator, because the creator a lot of times is going to make content that the consumer wants. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I stopped making content, because the videos that I made, I felt like were super slop and I didn't really like them, but they got the most views because people love the slop.
Yeah.
And the videos that I put in the most effort in and I felt like was best for the community and that gave you the most information no one cared about. So it's like
a really good point.
It's literally a reflection of the community.
Yeah. But you think like eventually, again, unless like most of those people just wash out every 6 months to 12 months, but like you would think that like as years go by, if you're still following say those same creators, you would see it like consistently, progressively get more and more wrong. So you'd think you'd eventually like snap out of it. I don't know.
But like you just said, though, it's new people. That's the thing.
Yeah,
the life cycle on this hobby is
because there's no way you could like be somewhere for 3 years at this point and see all this growth and like still have like watching people that said like don't buy Chilling Reign, it's not going to move for years. Like there's no way, right?
I mean, you said it yourself, man. You were literally saying that in your own channel that you see so many new people all the time.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's just
I was thinking about.
It's human. It's literally a reflection of the community, and it's reflection on human nature, where people have a certain mentality. It ends up causing them to leave the hobby, and then, like I said earlier, there's always people that are going to replace those people.
Yeah, like I know negativity sells. Like for like the drama channels make sense, right? Like the Possum Buds, Akira, they just make content and the viewers like it, and it's all fun and good. But it's like the channels that like talk against like buying this stuff as an investment, like oh how terrible it is. It's like eventually as time goes on, you're just proving more and more wrong, and it's like wouldn't eventually people just not listen anymore? I don't know. It's weird.
That is the case, and then those people that stopped listening are replaced by new people that thought the same exact way as the old person, but are just at a different point in their listening phase, I guess.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll do 2 more questions to get out of here. Alex, shouldn't private equity come in be a danger to Pokemon investing? If most boxes are bought by people who don't care about the underlying collectability, doesn't it break the game long term?
I guess based on the definition of long term, maybe. In the next, like I said, if most all these groups or all these like funds I know have like specific lock-in periods where like the investments won't be sold for at least like 7 years or something. And so like you mean like once the 7 years come and go, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years down the road, maybe not, like maybe by because by then a lot of these things are gonna be so old, and it's like here, put it this way. Let's Pokeball cards. Go back and look at any set that's 7 years old. Even if you sold a bunch of those at 80% of market, like how many exponential amounts of percent are you up, right? And so I just think as long as the lock-in periods are long enough and it gives time for all the attrition to happen, I don't think it's going to matter by those points. I think the price appreciation will be so high that like even if we do see like large positions dumped and maybe a price correction, I don't think it's going to be anything to. I don't think that any price corrections are going to be large enough to make it not make sense to invest in this and invest somewhere else. I think the gains are still going to be so exponential in this hobby.
Yeah, private equity. I went a lot more in depth with this.
Well, here, like what's like 7 years old? Like what's like Celestial Storm? Is that
7 years old? Is 2019? That's Cosmic.
Well, I guess 2018 too, because we just started 2026. So here, okay, Celestial Storm, August 3rd, 2018.
Okay.
The last sales were like 2,600, 2,700. I mean, hey, look, you bought those boxes 7 years ago for $100 or whatever. What's it gonna do? Crash down to 2,000? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I just think the gains are gonna be so exponential, it won't matter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I was gonna say is that the two things. When they say break the game, are they talking about the actual Pokemon game?
Oh, I thought he meant like the investment game. That's a different question.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, so my take on the game, guy, you're gonna hate my take on the game, all the game players. I think the game is as cheap as it's ever been.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a
spot.
single. I don't know if there's a single. There might be some. There's barely any common, uncommon, like rare playable cards right now that are over $1. Everything's been reprinted in like, you know, all these different decks and, you know, battle decks and different sets and reprints and toolkits, and every playable card's been absolutely demolished in price, right? All of them, like, you know, the Prime Catcher, the Night Stretcher, the Buddy Poffins, the Arvins, like everything's been destroyed in price. So it's like, what can you not get right now that you want to play the game? I think that's all silly.
Yeah, game playability is extremely cheap right now. So Pokemon wants that for players. So I don't think that matters too much. I think that if we're just talking about the like overall investment space though, equity coming in doesn't really change much other than timeframes. I went in depth on that earlier, but it just doesn't, because private equity wants to still be able to accumulate. They still want there to be corrections so that they can have an opportunity to make their bags heavier. It's not an incentive for them to make everything consistently go up all the time forever, because they obviously want to have opportunities to be able to go buy product when it is cheap. And then once they've bought a ton of it at a really great price, then run it up. I mean, if you just take Lost Origin as like an example, if I'm a private equity company and I said to myself, Lost Origin reprint happened, product goes to 110 a box, and over the next 6 months, we're going to try and buy as much of it as we can, you would have made so much money by giving yourself that 6-month window to just keep buying it. But if it's one of these things where it's like, it briefly like drops and it doesn't drop as low and you're only able to accumulate for like a week, yes, you would have still made money. But like realistically, with the buying power that some of these equity firms have, it would do more damage because of how quickly they would be buying things up with how much power or leverage they would have with their equity.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Last. Okay. Well, I say last question, but this one is not a super serious question. So,
and I'll add to that too, Pokeball cards. Even in the stock market world, right? How does it normally go with funds, right? Like hedge funds, right? Someone will invest with a hedge fund and they'll show them the returns in a year. Guess what they'll do? They'll say, "Oh yeah, keep it going. Let's let it ride here. I'll give you more money." Like, so like when investors see returns, a lot of the people we're talking about, they don't need the money. They're not trying to cash out and get cash. They see the returns on paper and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's keep it going. Let's put more in. Let's get more returns." Like, they're just trying to build their net worth portfolios. They're not necessarily trying to like liquidate and get the cash.
Yeah. Alex, with the new reprints, when is Evolving Skies going back to MSRP? I'm gonna wait.
Say Alex.
I said Alex.
I don't want this question.
This is for you, Alex. When's it going back to MSRP? He's gonna wait, dude.
MSRP. As soon as the nuclear war happens. So whenever like the global thermal nuclear war takes place, that will be when it happens.
All right, Alex. Should I take a serious question as the final one, or can I take a fun question?
Whatever you want to do, man.
It's your channel. All right, Alex. Apparently you failed this. All right, I won't end with this. But apparently you failed this question. Cheeto Puffs or Cheeto Crunch?
I'll stick with my same answer I gave him in my stream, but you tell me yours.
So I will say this. It's typically a preference thing, but I tend to lean more Puffs than Crunch.
You got it right then. I said Crunch.
So because don't get me wrong, like sometimes you're just feeling Crunch, but if I'm being honest, if I am going Crunch, it's usually Flamin' Hot Cheetos Lime. I love Flamin' Hot Cheetos Lime, or just Flamin' Hot Cheetos in general. But for me, this is gonna sound, pause real quick. Let's pause real quick. Cheeto Puffs, because of how airy they are, I like to just I like to suck the air out of them and just get that Cheeto dust. Oh, just a great feeling. Oh, Alex is distracted.
Well, yeah, Eli's products he sent are all off. It's cool.
Are you dead ass right now?
Yeah.
Oh God, we'll have to talk about that later.
It's crazy.
Just put me on blast.
No, like not even you. Like, so my buddy just got done breaking down the Phantasmal.
Uh-huh.
Every sleeved case was 143 packs. They were
What?
all off exactly by one.
What?
He's like, he double counted.
Oh my God.
Like, what? That's
And-
Pokemon. That's not you.
I was about to say those are
They're
all
sealed- they were sealed cases. They're sealed
bro.
cases.
What?
Yeah. Crazy.
That's crazy. All right.
You gotta love Pokemon, man.
I was like thinking for a second. I was like,
It's not you.
oh my God. All right. But yeah, dude, Cheeto Puffs, man. You suck on them and the saliva breaks them down, and then you just get a bunch of Cheeto dust and just a burst of flavor right there, baby.
I'm not opposed to Puffs, but if I had to choose one or the other,
Yeah.
I just said Crunch.
All right. I guess I'm a man of the people.
This is gonna be like my biscuits and gravy take here soon.
Oh my God. Wait, do you not like biscuits and gravy?
No.
Oh my God, dude. That's like, oh, biscuits and gravy is a top 3 comfort food for me.
Oh, dude, I already got destroyed in it.
Love biscuits and gravy. It is a top 3 comfort food. If you were to ask me, like, Eli, what's your top 3 comfort food? Biscuits and gravy by far is always their top 3. I love biscuits. My wife, I love my wife, first and foremost. I love her so much. She makes a mean biscuits with gravy. She makes such a good biscuits with gravy. Oh my God. And the biscuits, she cooks them so good too. Oh my God. It's awesome. It makes me feel so good when I have this.
I'm not a fan of that gravy.
Oh,
Like
you've had bad gravy. You haven't had good gravy. That's my thing. Here's my philosophy. There's certain things in life.
Midwest, dude. Like they kind of know their gravy around here. I
don't know. I don't think of Midwest when I think of biscuits with gravy. I think of the South.
Well, yeah. I mean, South and I don't know.
All I'm saying is that there's a lot of foods that I thought I didn't like, and then I realized it was I like it. I just had it from someone that doesn't know how to cook.
See, I can no longer support Alex with these food takes. Dude, I'm just losing supporters here, bro. Go to a new question. Next question.
All right, next question. We're losing people. All right. Golly, we'll take a serious question.
that was serious. It seriously got me canceled.
Good, dude. You deserved it. These takes are insane, dude. I don't know. I know it's not what some people like, but I like when people ask these questions. They're fun. They're fun. All right. I'm gonna see if I can find one good one. Here. We'll
Santiago. Yes, I think a Gengar top hit can carry a set. I know you spammed that question a million times. I see it. I think a Gengar can carry a set as long as it's the top hit, top rarity.
Oh my God, who is this person? They're just spamming that. I'm just spamming. Yeah, we're just getting rid of that. Can't just spam in the chat like that.
Oh, you got rid of Santiago?
Sorry, bro. Dude, you just can't spam in the chat like that, man. What are we doing here?
Sorry, Santiago.
Sorry, Santiago.
We can be Gengar bros.
All right, here we go. This will be our last question. If Evolving Skies had a booster bundle, how much would it cost given the premium bundles have proven to carry?
What is that? Okay, so Evolving is about 35-ish a pack, so it's 70, 140, 210. Maybe like 250.
250?
I'd say 250. Be a pretty decent.
How much? You said how much is Evolving a pack right now?
I think it's around 35, so that'd be about 210 for 6 packs. That's a $40 premium. Might even be high.
What is the current? What's a good booster bundle we can look at? I think it's hard to say, right? Huh?
I think Crown's like.
Oh, Crown's a good one. Yeah, look up Crown right now.
Let's see.
Look at pack price and then look at bundle price.
Okay, bundle price is holy crap, 140, and it looks like it's 150 is the lowest list, so 140 to 150, and then booster pack Let's see. So what is 140 to 150?
I mean, 150 is $25 a pack.
Yeah, booster packs only like 17-ish.
Okay, let's look at
18.
Paldean Fates. Let's look at Paldean Fates. I think that might be a better one.
$7 premium.
I think Paldean Fates might be better to look at.
All right, Paldean Fates is roughly, dude, it's over 100 a bundle now.
So how much is it?
So let's say like 105 a bundle.
Okay.
I mean, even more, like 106 a bundle. And then the packs are only like 13.11.
That's about a 450 premium. I mean, if we just do
as
the math,
it gets bigger and bigger, it gets more and more exponential. I think Evolving Skies could have what is that? Yeah, about a $40 premium on a bundle.
That would be
$250.
I'd
say $250 a bundle.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's about right. Honestly.
Oh crap! The chat's saying $350 to $400. Whoa!
People think it's that much of a premium. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it is Evolving Skies. It's
all right. Maybe I'll meet you in the middle at 3. Dude, $350, $400 is a crazy premium.
I think you could see a $60 premium. An extra $10 a pack. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know where that would put it.
That'd be like 270.
Yeah.
I think 270, 75. I think that sounds more fair. Like 350, 400. It's a little wild, I think.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny. I'm catching up on questions about the food stuff.
That was a fun stream, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure.
I'm glad we somehow bamboozled everybody into transitioning off the reprint topic. That was good. That was sly.
I know, seriously, dude. I think Santiago needs a reboot. It's crazy. Oh my gosh.
In reflection on the stream, guys, everything's getting reprinted. Dump everything. Don't be caught holding the bag. Don't be the bag holder, no matter what anyone online says.
Sign up for the notification service. Links down in the chat.
Alex and Eli notifications.com.
Yep.
If you can't get in, it's probably just getting absolutely doused with clicks. So
yeah.
Keep refreshing. You'll get in eventually. we didn't have time to set up a queue system.
It's so funny. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you all next Monday. Peace.